Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Active Retro. My name is James. Today it's another episode of Secondhand Finds. I think this is, what, 3 weeks in a row now? I've actually put out a new video for this. It's a new record. I know, it's amazing. So here we have a bunch of stuff that I found at a local yard sale, community sale. Now this sale boasted itself as being 15 miles long, and while I didn't test that, I didn't track that, didn't prove it, I can tell you, yeah, there were a lot of yard sales. Now the inherent issue with having that year long of a yard sale is that you can't be everywhere at once. You're always going to miss out on something, and as long as you relegate yourself to that fact, you'll be fine. It's just the issue is you can either start somewhere and find the good stuff right off the bat, or unfortunately sometimes like I did, you'll just get to a good house a little bit too late. But anyways, I still found a good smattering of things here, things I'm happy about. Let's start right up front here with this random key. Now I can tell you this key is not from anything in particular. I think it might just be a random key paperweight. It's heavy, it's cool looking, and sometimes for me at least, I don't need a better reason to justify buying something than it just looks cool. Here we have next we have from a free bin. It's a Darkwing Duck fanny pack from the early 90s. Now it wasn't a free box. I actually did give the woman $1 for it. I don't like taking something for nothing, so I gave her $1 for it. It's brand new in the seal package. As soon as I found it, as soon as I picked it up, as soon as I told her what it was, this is Active Retro, I said, absolutely not. You are never allowed to wear that, which is fine. Probably a little bit too small for me anyways, unfortunately. But I don't know if you guys remember that 4-foot tall stormtrooper I found earlier this summer. I'm going to try and hook it to that. Up front here, we have two cool figures. We have, these are plastic Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck figures made by Mark's Plastics. Mark's Toys made a ton of toys in kind of the middle of the 1900s, 40s, 50s, 60s, all throughout the country, but they're really big in New York City. Erie is where they had their factories. And here we have two of their more popular, two more of their well-known plastic figures. Again, Donald Duck, Mickey Mouse, in nice condition. I think I got those out of like a $1 bin or something like that. They're nice figures, and something you don't see as often. I dug this guy out of a 50-cent bin, Mum-Ra. I believe he was the mail-away figure. Yeah, the woman had no other action figures, just a random Mum-Ra. So I grabbed that. Here are two other figures out of a 50-cent bin. We have Forearms from Ben 10, and I think is Heat Blast, Heat Wave, one of those. Remind me, it's been a while since I've seen the original Ben 10, or any Ben 10 for that matter. Two cool figures. They're a little bit beat up, as you can tell, paint wear, paint loss, that kind of thing, but good price, and just cool designs. That's all you need to know. Here we have a very beat up Power Master Optimus Prime. Missing the Haikyuu Power Master, got a lot of chromeware, smokestacks broken off. Found him in a junk box for $1. Again, Transformers, can't pass them up. Here is a Mega Blade from Power Ranger Samurai. I don't know how familiar you guys are with Power Ranger Samurai, but the Mega Blade here is actually really cool. It's funny, the year that this came out, I think 2010, 2011, this was actually ranked as one of the most dangerous child's toys created that year. And it's heavy. This is a heavy, weighty toy, and it definitely could do some damage if you hit it. And the blade it's soft plastic, it's pointy, but you could definitely whack someone over the head with this and do some damage. So it's kind of cool. And it's got some electronics, got a spring activated feature. It's actually a really, really cool toy, and definitely probably one of the better role-play toys that Bandai's made for the Power Rangers line in some time. Moving on here, we have two figures, or two things, I guess, from not Power Rangers, Transformers Dark of the Moon. We have Leader Class Sentinel Prime, unfortunately missing his shield and weapon, and then we also have the, I think it was called the Ark from... Yeah, I think the Ark. I knew it was the Moon vehicle that was found on the Moon that Sentinel Prime was in, from Dark of the Moon. Both cool figures. Again, this is one of those things where I found them later in the morning. The woman had already sold a huge box of Transformers. It is what it is. Dark of the Moon, not a bad movie at all. Honestly, I think it's probably the second best Transformers movie, which really isn't saying much at all. But I thought Sentinel Prime was cool in it. Leonard Nimoy, one of his last roles, he voiced Sentinel Prime. And both of these figures are kind of neat. Here we have Stitch. He's a Disney Store exclusive 14-inch plush. I've mentioned it a few times on the channel. I absolutely love Lilo and Stitch. It's an amazing movie, and I was happy to find him. Next we have an Epic Force Darth Vader. The idea of this figure here is that he's just a static figure, essentially a statue that you can move around here on this base. It's Power of the Force. You know, do with it what you will. It's not really worth a whole heck of a lot. I honestly probably paid for more than I should. I just bought it for that sheer nostalgia factor. I actually own the Boba Fett from this set, from this line, and I've had that since I was a kid. Honestly, to be perfectly honest with you, even though I own Boba Fett, I would have rather have found a Minton package Boba Fett, simply because I think it'd be cool to have one new in box, and to go along with the one that I've had since I was a kid. So originally this was, fun fact, this was originally $17.99 at KB Toys, and they marked it down on clearance for $3.99. So good old KB Toys. They just always went nuts when they got rid of this stuff. Here's a Nerf Barricade. One of the better, one of the first, actually, even electronic Nerf guns that Nerf made, I think from like 2010. I remember I had this exact same gun back in college. We used it for Humans vs. Zombies. Really good gun. Unfortunately, it was just, you know, made better down the road with just the different functions, features, clip system that they used. But still a really cool gun, and always fun to pick up. Second to last year, penultimately, we have a Popples stuffed animal. Again, you know, it's funny. I always said that I never buy plushes, but this year I've, for some reason, found more and more and more, and bought more and more and more. And this Popples here, I actually don't ever remember seeing a Popples before, so I saw it, had to get it. It's actually in pretty decent shape, doesn't smell of smoke, it's not really that dirty or anything like that. Might need to clean up a little bit, but it's kind of cool. I can't tell you this guy's name. I don't really know anything about Popples, just a little bit before my time, but I do remember that my my older sister, had a couple Popples, and so it's kind of cool to find those. Might do a review on it. And lastly, let's go here to the back. Let's get Stitch out of the way, Darth Vader out of the way, and here in the back, let's zoom in. We have from the legendary, we have Hercules, the Legendary Journeys. The Legendary Warrior Sword, electronic. This is by Toy Biz. This is made for Hercules, the Legendary Journeys, right there in the title of the sword. Made in the mid-90s, late 90s. This thing's cool. Found this real late in the morning. Really surprised I even found this thing. Paid $5 for it, which is really nice considering it actually is mint and sealed box. Don't mind the cat meowing behind me. The box is just smashed and beat to heck and back. But again, it's still brand new, still sealed. And, you know, unfortunately, I mean, I'd never come across this thing before. I didn't know what this thing was worth, but I thought $5 was more than a fair price for a sealed 20-year-old figure. Almost 25-year-old figure, really. And so I got it. And I think, unfortunately, you know, it's actually really not even worth that much. The price is, what I paid for it was fair. And there could be a little bit of money made back from that by resale. But I don't think I'm going to sell it, to be perfectly honest with you. I think I'd rather just open it up and do a review on it, because I don't think there's really that many people out there doing reviews of old 20-year-old Hercules, the Legendary Journey warrior swords. So I'm actually really excited to bring that to you. If I ever do a video review on that, I actually will put the iCard or something here. But yeah, if you're more interested in if you're interested in seeing a review of that, let me know, because I'd like to do a review on that. It's just a really cool thing that you just don't see. Well, everyone, I think that about does it for this episode of Secondhand Finds. If you like this video, please hit like, leave your thoughts down below in the comments. If you ever want to know more or have any questions about some of the stuff that's shown in these videos, please, yeah, feel free to just ask your questions down below in the comments. I'm always happy to answer those, to field those questions. And of course, you know, if you do like this channel, if you like me, please hit subscribe. Thank you for watching.